Hi, this is Greg Gimeno, attorney with Chesapeake Wills and Trust and author of the book, How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings in Maryland. In today's video, I'm going to describe for you the one small thing you can do now to prevent your family from making a major decision later. Okay, the one small thing you can do right now to prevent your family from making a major decision later is to execute an advance directive. An advance directive has two parts. One is the appointment of a healthcare agent, someone who can make medical decisions for you if you can't. And the second is the living will. The living will is where you can make decisions about your end-of-life care and treatment. So, let's talk about what happens if you don't execute an advance directive. Well, the law books have an order of priority for who can make medical decisions for you. The order of priority is if you're married, your spouse can make those decisions for you. And if you have no spouse, then it goes to your kids. Notice I said kids plural. It doesn't go to the kid that comes and takes care of you every night. I'm not talking about the kid who lives closest to you or the kid that calls you every week. No, it's your kids as a group. Now, I know your kids would never fight, but it is certainly possible that standing in the hospital, all of your kids are on equal footing in terms of the law, in terms of having equal decision-making power. But what happens if they don't agree? What if someone says, leave mom plugged into the machines? Or one says, let's have the surgery. The other kid says, don't have the surgery. We have a real problem. We have multiple people who aren't getting along on equal footing, telling the hospital different things. But you can prevent that now by appointing the healthcare agent who can make those decisions for you if you can't. So generally spouses appoint each other, and then after that, they appoint a kid, a trusted advisor, a trusted friend to make that decision. We have about one person who's the point person for the hospital who can make that decision on your behalf. Now, while the law books do give an order of priority if you don't make those choices in advance, what the law books don't say is if mom is in a terminal condition, her death is imminent, does she want to be kept alive with artificial means or not? And if you don't make that decision in advance, you are leaving that decision to your kids or your other people who love you and care for you while they're at the hospital. So the Maryland Advance Directive form has three conditions that we're concerned about here. First, what we call a terminal condition. Next, we have a persistent vegetative state. And the last is what we call an end stage condition. And by definition, all three of those conditions, your death must be imminent even if medical intervention were used to try to save your life. So you can decide if you are in one of those conditions. Do you want to be kept alive with artificial means, and or do you want a feeding tube to try and save your life? So you can make those decisions now. Once you make that decision, the next thing you can do is you can tell the hospital, or you can tell your healthcare power of attorney, or tell the world how you want your decision to be upheld. So you can either say, I want you to follow this exactly as I wrote it. If I say, if I'm in a terminal condition and my death is imminent, and I don't want any medical intervention used to extend my life, and I don't want a feeding tube, you can say, I want you to follow that exactly as written. Or you can say, I trust my healthcare agent to potentially override that decision, and I want some flexibility in my healthcare at the time of my death. So you can provide some bit of flexibility to your healthcare agent to potentially override your decision. And you have the opportunity right now to make the selections. Who's going to make your decision and what kind of decisions you want for your end-of-life care so that your family members or other people don't have to do it. And that is the one small thing you can do right now to keep your family from making a major decision in the future. Again, I'm Greg Gimeno with Chesapeake Wills and Trust, and thank you for watching our video. And if you're watching on our YouTube page, check out the description down below, where you have links to other very important estate planning topics, including the opportunity to download for free a free copy of my book and to register for one of our free online webinars.